Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. Some of you may on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Nekojishi. So y'all, let's go ahead and just jump right back in. Last episode we met the very, very handsome nature dragon. That was quite a treat. But anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alright. I know you're under pressure, but putting it off won't help. You won't make any progress like that. Maybe, unless something else comes up. Liao must quickly come to Wutai. Something bad. What is it? Danger. We must warn them. Every temple has stories about gods helping their worshippers ward off some prophecy of doom. Sorry, Liao, but your problem isn't special. Which is exactly why you shouldn't journey off to anyone else's temple. Liao is of the Lin family. You should take care of your own Maizu temple and your family's needs. Running around and saving the worshippers of every temple is a fool's errand. You really are selfish. You're the only one being selfish. What a troublesome situation you've gotten yourself into, kiddo. You guys don't get it. I'm not playing around. I'm stressed every day. I feel like I should remind you that this situation won't resolve itself. You're going to keep stressing yourself out over it until you make a decision. I don't think any of them want you to go through that. I guess so. And the Yaoguai? They're spreading rumors. The faster you get this over with, the better. Oh no, those Yaoguai spreading them rumors. What are they, the Whist Guild? What does that mean? Ha! Nothing. Just think who you wish to team up with. No matter what, you'll end up hurting someone. So keep it simple for their sakes. Why do you have to make it sound like I'm breaking up with someone? Am I wrong? After all, their appearances are based on your preferences, not to mention all the things they can help you with. Did you hear from somewhere that these gods fulfill a special interest of yours? Don't they, kiddo? How do you know that? So it's true. I was just guessing. What? Why? The Yaoguai are gossiping about me like that? Well, about that stuff? Thinking about it was too embarrassing to handle. Just don't make it too hard on yourself, kiddo. Think about it simply and make a decision earlier. Think simple. Ha! Take my spiritual advice for your heart. For you to heart, kiddo. Ragoo pets me on the head. One second, guys. Pop my damn ear. Okay. Okay, little guy, take it easy. I'll be around here for the next few days if you need me. See ya. See ya. Ragoo says goodbye with a hearty smile before starting to fade away, as if he wasn't ever there to begin with. Huh? Wait! He was gone. What kind of god just brings up a topic like that and then just leaves? What a weird god. I would never have foreseen that he would bring that up. I would have told him not to tell you if I had the chance. Why? I'd have figured it would have made you uncomfortable, and I was most likely correct. You should just ignore the Yaoguai gossip until it fades away. There's no harm to come from it. Though Ragoo was kind of right, Liao. You shouldn't just keep waiting until something bad happens. So let's set off for Mali as soon as possible. Senpai, please. But we get along so well. It'd be so nice just to be with Liao forever. I don't know. Please don't say things like that. Leopard raises a paw and gently taps Senpai on the head. Senpai plays along, acting stunned as if he just smacked him. Finally able to collect my thoughts, I look back towards the picnic and bento laid out before us. Now that Ragoo has taken a bite out of the chi, would any of them even want to eat it? So, what do we do about the bento? All three of them remained silent. None of them wanted the bento anymore. It's kind of a weird mood, but I should still eat my lunch. I did make it for myself after all. I picked up my chopsticks and looked down at the bento. All the pieces of roasted meat laid untouched in a tidy row. But I couldn't help but recall Ragoo picking up one and eating it. I sit down for a moment and calm myself. Ragoo was correct. Postponing my decision isn't going to help anything. Nothing good will come from just waiting, especially for Senpai. His Furigong's powers probably won't hold out much longer. I always thought I could keep this up until graduation. Time's running out, isn't it? But that doesn't mean I should be hasty. I need to think about this. This is my life we're talking about. I still need to think about what's best for me. If that means I need to refuse all three, I should do it sooner rather than later. However, if it was so easy to make them leave, then I wouldn't have to stress out over it. What should I do? I raise my chopsticks about to snatch up some lunch, then suddenly... Tiger grabs the bento away. Of course, the real bento is still in my lap, but now he's taking the chi of it. With 2 fingers, he picks up a piece of meat and places it into his mouth. I did my best to help you with the recipe, but it still turned out like this, despite my best efforts. Wait, you're eating it? Is it really that bad? It's a bit too salty and oily. But, as the efforts of a beginner, this is a sufficient first try. Furthermore, there is plenty of room for improvement. So let us practice more another time and make some delightful food together. Sure, whenever we get the chance. It's not easy to use a kitchen in my apartment. If I set everything up to cook every day, they just complain because I'd be taking up too much space all night. But, Tiger, is it okay for you to eat that? Ragoo already had a bite after all. It does smell unusual, but that doesn't affect the taste. I simply couldn't let it go without knowing how it turned out. Oh, sorry to trouble you. No problem. After all, it was me who helped make it. Tiger swallowed another piece of meat, then another, seeming to enjoy it all the same. Watching meat just reminds me of my own hunger. I pick up a small piece of meat and put it in my mouth. It's just too salty and too oily, and that's probably from the meat getting cold. I swallow it down with a mouthful of rice. The rice helps the taste, but I still wouldn't call it great. Next time I'll have to do better than this. Moving on, I tried the rest of the meal. The fried veggies tasted a bit metallic, and the tomogoyaki was soggy, but for some reason I didn't find that too bad. Huh, I guess I like soggy tomogoyaki. Tiger and I sat together quietly eating our bento. Once we finish eating, I pack up the leftover rubbish. We have to keep the field clean, after all. Senpai pulls out a bottle of juice and passes it to me. I take a swig and lay down against the rock under the tree, taking in the breezy scenery around me. Clouds had gathered over a distant mountain peak, creating fog and shades of white and gray. A thick haze obscures the lush forest underneath. Even though it's spring, cold air still blows through these mountains. I zip up my jacket and let myself relax a little. As I look up, I see some tongue flowers' petals drift down onto my shoulders. I brush them off, leaving them to fall on the picnic blanket below. Brilliant white petal snow forming around me a petal at a time. Liao, you want to bring some of the tongue flowers home with us? Home? But where would we put them? I watched the petals fall onto the picnic blanket. Senpai made them blossom just for me. The fallen flowers didn't have stems, so I guess a vase wouldn't even work. For flowers like this, placing them on a plate with some water should suffice. In that case, they should keep nice for several days. Huh? Really? I imagine a picture of Serenity as the tongue flowers drift across the water on a nice little plate on my bookshelf. But how'd we get them home without crushing them? That's the problem. They get crushed in a bag. Maybe if we wash the bento box and put them in that. Wouldn't they just smell like food then? Shima didn't bring any soap. Wait, what kind of person would bring soap to a picnic? Packing an extra box would make way more sense. Senpai gathers the flower petals into a small pile, about the size of a fist. They're beautiful, but I couldn't imagine how to keep them pristine during the trek back home. As I watch, Senpai gathers more flowers. I thought through what to do. This lasts just a moment as my attention shifts to Leopard walking over to the tongue tree. Oh my god. Before I know it, Leopard throws the flowers up in the air, holding his paws around the flowers as if he were about to catch them as they fell. However, none of the flowers fall back down. Instead, Leopard must be using his powers to suspend them in the breeze. Wow, Kulao, that's a cool move! Quite the waste of your divine powers. Leopard looks around a bit while keeping the flowers suspended over his paws. Soon enough, Senpai comes over with his backpack. Kulao, can you keep the flowers floating around inside my bag? Yes. All the way down the mountain? Yes. Yay! 3 cheers for Kulao! Now we can take the flowers home thanks to him! Senpai dances happily around Leopard. It's nice to be able to take the flowers home and all, but does he really need to be so excited about it? Hehe, Liao is going to decorate the room with these blossoms! I guess so. And whenever you see the blossoms, you'll think of me! Why would I? Because I'm the one who thought to bring them home. I mean, Leopard's the one who's actually letting us be able to bring them home. But... Don't you think I'm beautiful just like a tongue blossom? How so? What? Senpai is frozen with shock, so I walk over and help Leopard open the bag so we can float the petals inside. Yeah, he got wasted there. Yeah, do you like flowers? I guess so. It's a long way up here. If anything, it's a nice idea to bring them back as souvenirs for this trip. I zip the backpack up. The bag's kind of full already. Are the flowers really floating around inside? I wonder if they'll end up getting crushed during the walk home anyway. I'm not so sure, but Leopard's face remains unchanged, so I guess it's okay. Well, now that we've got our souvenirs, we should head back, right? But it's still so early! Are there any more places to see? We could always try that trail and see if it leads us to any pretty places. I guess Senpai's idea isn't bad. It took ages for us to get here. I'm just worried about going out too far at this point. The paths are well marked, but I'm still afraid of getting lost. we don't really know where those paths go, and we'll be in big trouble if it gets dark and we can't find our way back. It's just a bit past midday. I just don't want to go too far from the metro station. Yeah, you're right. Getting lost out here would suck. But since we have extra time, we can catch the metro back and still go and check out some of the shops before dinner. Yeah, sure. Senpai and I plan out our trip back to town with back down the mountain. As we backtrack our steps on the map, none of us mention our encounter with that weird god of soil. I wonder if it was awkward for all them too. Alright, everyone ready to head back to the station? I start packing up the remains of our picnic. Afterwards, we head off back down the mountain. The pathways were narrow here, so we end up walking single file. Walking in a line doesn't make it easy to strike up conversation, but I guess all of us had something to think of over in our heads after today. It really was a lot quieter than on the way up this morning, but words to start a nice conversation just couldn't come to me. Ragoo, do the other Yogwai really Ragoo, do the other Yogwai really like that? Really think that I'm just keeping those three around just to take advantage of them? I mean, I don't know any of these Yogwai, but so why would I care what they think? It doesn't stop me from feeling annoyed over everything they think about me, though. But I do care about those three feel. I do care about how those three feel. Do they think that I'm just keeping them around because of some selfish wish to have them all to myself? Probably not, or at least I don't think they do. Definitely not Senpai. After all, he's the one who's always trying to make everything about romance and not me. Romance, not me. But I guess it would be true that by not deciding anything with him, he just ends up trying to please me, trying to make me want to like him. Tiger and Leopard wouldn't think like that. Would they? Tiger knows me. He knows my troubles. He knows my likes. But even when he says he's not interested in romance. He just doesn't speak enough for me to take a guess as to what he's thinking about. I really do hope he doesn't think I'm using him. I should ask him what he really thinks if I get the chance. I look around towards the three of them, walking single file down this narrow and winding mountain path. Some distance separates each of us. Would this be a good time to ask them? But how am I going to do it? It's embarrassing, but I've got to just suck it up and go for it. Oh, romance thing. Oh boy. Big decision. Yep. Big decision! Okay, Guardian Tiger. Perhaps it's best to ask Tiger about stuff like this. I'm more comfortable talking to him. Tiger, what do you think about what Ragoo said? Like I already said, you shouldn't take heed over silly rumors. It was distasteful for him to tell you. Right, but with what they say about me, you don't think I have any of those kinds of feelings towards you, do you? I'd be flattered, Liao, but I'm a god, so perhaps it would be better for you to find a real boyfriend. Do you think I should be with a human? It is a big difference. Just think, gods don't have bodies. It's impractical. Other people can't see us, so it would be unrealistic to do any normal couple activities in public. And on top of that, some gods are tied to their land, never able to leave it. You wouldn't be able to get married. Well, I guess you probably don't want to get married. Even if you can channel spirits, maintaining a relationship with a god is a hassle. One that is best to avoid. I guess that's true, but, I like beastmen, and as you know, those don't exist. So wouldn't an animal god like yourself be a good alternative? Indeed, but that's only about appearances. You can't have a romance just founded on appearances now, can you? I guess that's also true. God shouldn't just care for one worshipper. As such, to be in love with one would be strange. Yeah, I get that you don't want me getting involved with you. I understood what he said, but his words felt detached. Tiger, what if I really don't go home after graduation? Would you care about what I do? What would you do? That's a puzzling question. Of course, I wish for you to go home. But if you must have your own plans, that's fine too. Does this mean you have decided to become a dancer? No, it's just Ragoo urged me to decide as soon as possible, but choosing one of you means that I would have to leave Taipei. Didn't I just inform you to not get yourself involved with any gods? I don't mean it like that. I only mean to help you guys. But no matter what, that would mean I'd have to leave, right? I don't want that, but the idea of refusing all of you makes me feel horrible. Liao, you know that you can't help everyone. If you really want to help people, you should help your family in the temple first. There are many worshippers who need you there. But Tiger, I don't know if I should say this. What do you intend to say? The last time I was there, everyone back home seemed to be actually doing well. All they pray for is wealth, love, and peace. For the most part, everyone's happy. The Yaguai don't cause trouble, and everyone's big problems are just a part of everyday life. Honestly, Senpai could be the one who actually needs my immediate help. Without worshippers, he may... Stop joking around. Don't believe that little Yaguai's wit. You don't know how his situation really is. Don't call me a little Yao Guai. What are you two getting so excited over? Hmm? Nothing. Really? It doesn't feel like nothing. Is everything okay? Yes, it's nothing, really. Liao, don't take what he says too hard. If that old man's bullying you, just let me know. I would never bully Liao. Really? With all that yelling? What else could it be? I just... Okay, didn't mean to interrupt you guys. Just try to keep it nice. The two of them walk off down the track ahead of us. Tiger waits until they're out of earshot before continuing. Liao, all they've said is but the surface of their problems. I do not believe you should promise anything until you know what they truly want. Still, I'd have to go there to see for myself. Liao, do you really not wish to come home? It's not like that, I think I'll go back eventually. I don't mean to say I'll never go back, I need some time to think about it. If you require time to think, I don't believe you should go with either of them. Who's to say when you'll ever be able to return? I don't know, maybe. I just don't want to feel like my whole life is just shackled to returning home someday. So you wish to stay away for a while? Yeah, and I also think I should try to help them out. Yeah, it sounds like you just want to help them so you can just stay away from home. Isn't it insincere to rely on an excuse like that? If I go, I do my best to help. You know why I'm hesitant. This is going to change my life. It's a big deal. Certainly, but Liao, will you come home eventually? Even after helping them for a while, you will come home, right? Heh, I guess you could say that. Well then, I still don't encourage you to go help them. It'd be easy enough to deal with a small kitten, but how would you be a Jatong after promising to be that Aborigines oracle? But I digress. As long as you return home eventually. The only thing I care about is that you're safe, Liao. No matter what, Liao. You are the son of the Lin family, and I can't see you leave without accomplishing anything. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right here. Thank you all so much for watching. Got some good CG work today. Anyway, y'all, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks. Your tip if you can, it always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!